Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are keeping well. Today I am here with another chapter from your science book, that is chapter 9, Air and Water. We know Earth is the only planet in the solar system that supports life. It took 100 of air to balance between the hydrosphere water, the biosphere life and the atmosphere air. So in this chapter we will learn about the atmosphere that consists of air and water. Now, what is atmosphere? Atmosphere is the blanket of air that surrounds the earth. It protects us from harmful UV radiation and as well as hot infrared rays of the sun. Atmosphere is around 300 kilometers from the surface, means it is stretched around 300 kilometers from the surface and then it fades to the airless space. Atmosphere have 5 different layers. So what are the layers? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. So now we will learn about all these layers and we will know about these layers in details. Let's start with troposphere. The troposphere is around 20 kilometer thick and it is the layer where all the gases which are required for our survival is present. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and this is also known as weather layer, because in this layer all the changes in the weather takes place. Now the next layer is stratosphere. It is around 50 kilometer thick and in this layer there is a special layer known as ozone. You know, ozone layer is very useful to us. It protects us from the UV radiation. It absorbs the UV radiation and it doesn't allow the UV radiation to enter the Earth's surface. It is the layer where the jet plane fly. The next layer is mesosphere. Before going to mesosphere, I want to ask you a simple question. Have you ever seen shooting stars? Yeah, there is a common myth, if you see a shooting star, then you can't, one of your wish may get granted. But this is only a myth. What is a shooting star? It is actually a meteor that comes to the Earth's surface and it gets burns in the Earth atmosphere. See, this takes place in this layer. The burning of the meteors and rock from the space takes place in mesosphere. The next layer is thermosphere. As the name indicates, it is very hot and it is the layer where all the space shuttles move. The last layer is exosphere and this layer fades into the airless space. Now the atmosphere, the thickness or the density of the atmosphere varies from each layer. It is dense near the Earth's surface and it becomes thinner as we move away from the Earth's surface. Now let us know the composition of air. What air is made up of? Air is a mixture of different gases such as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, helium, neon, water vapor. Now we will know the composition of each gas in the atmosphere. Before going to the composition, we are learning about the average composition. That means the composition of different gases may differ from place to place. But if we calculate the average composition throughout the world, then we will get this composition. You can see in the pie chart, 78% of the air consists of nitrogen, 21% is oxygen, and the rest 1% is carbon dioxide, helium, argon, water vapor and all the other gases. Now let us know about these gases. Let's start with nitrogen. Nitrogen, this gas is very much essential, but we cannot take nitrogen directly. Nitrogen is an integral part of protein and protein is the building block. We need protein. So how we get protein? These nitrogen form nitrates. It may be due to lightning or by some bacteria, and from the soil Those bacteria are present in the soil, and from the soil the plants take up the nitrogen and they form different proteins. And when we consume the plant protein, we get the protein. Yes, you may say that from milk, eggs you get protein, but yes, of course from milk and egg you get protein, but this protein actually comes from the plants. That means every organism or every animal, maybe it's herbivore or carnivore or omnivore, are directly or indirectly dependent on plants. Let's come to oxygen. We all know about oxygen because this helps us in breathing. Oxygen, we take oxygen, we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. Oxygen is very important for respiration. Respiration means breaking of food to get energy. Next, carbon dioxide. You know, we exhale carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is very important for the process known as photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their own food. And see, plants are the only producers. So by the process of photosynthesis, we all get food, maybe directly or indirectly. So carbon dioxide is very much important. Now carbon dioxide has another important role. It helps in maintaining the earth's temperature. Yes, the amount of carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide has a special ability to absorb the heat rays, that is the infrared rays, and it helps us in maintaining the temperature of the earth. See, during the daytime the sun is there to give us the heat, but what happens during night? During day, some of the solar energy is trapped inside the earth atmosphere with the help of carbon dioxide, and that keeps the earth warm during night. This effect is called greenhouse effect. See students, greenhouse effect is actually helpful for maintaining the temperature of the optimum temperature of the earth. But nowadays the amount of carbon dioxide is increasing day by day. Why? See, carbon dioxide, the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen is maintained by animals and plants. Like animals exhale out carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide is taken by the plants and again it is converted into oxygen and food. Now there was a balance. Now indiscriminate cutting of plants, that has broken down the balance, disrupted the balance between carbon dioxide and oxygen. Moreover, the amount of the huge amount of burning of fossil fuels, industries, the amount of carbon dioxide is increasing day by day. Now then what? As carbon dioxide is increasing, the earth's total temperature is also increasing. It is trapping more and more infrared rays inside the earth atmosphere. That means it is making earth warmer, and this effect is known as global warming. Now last not the least is water vapor. Water vapor can also be called as moisture. So from where the atmosphere is getting water vapor, every day some of the water from the lakes, river, ocean gets evaporated, and evaporation means it's getting converted into vapor, and that stays in the atmosphere. This is called humidity, or that is the amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere is known as humidity. Now let's know more about air. Let's know the different properties of air. We cannot see air, even we cannot smell air, but yes, we can feel air. So does really air exist? How will you know that air really exists? So what you do in your birthdays? Yes, you cut cakes, you blow candles, and birthday means balloons. What you do with the balloons? You blow some air inside the balloons, and then what happens? It grows bigger in size. That means you are blowing some air inside the balloon, and that air is occupying the space inside the balloon and it's becoming bigger and bigger. That shows that air occupies space. Next, air has weight. Do air has weight? Yes, air has weight. Now how you can prove it? you can take two balloons and you can tie the two balloons in the two sides of a stick with the help of thread. Now pick one balloon. What will happen? Then the stick will tilt towards the balloon which is not deflated or that is intact. That means that air has some weight. And the last one is air exerts pressure. This can be easily understood by one small activity. Take a completely filled glass and cover it with a cardboard. Hold it strongly and then you turn the glass upside down, holding the cardboard strongly. Now what you will do? Now you will slowly remove your hand from the cardboard. You will see the glass will remain as it is. You can see in the picture. That means why the cardboard is not falling and the water is not falling in the sink? Because the pressure inside the glass is less and the pressure outside the glass is more. That is keeping the glass in position. Now see, you have heard about the term atmospheric pressure. When we were discussing about atmosphere, we know it stretches around 300 kilometers. That means above us there is 300 kilometers of air. That means it has some weight, and that weight is actually the air pressure. Now there are many uses of this air pressure. Do you like to drink cold drinks? Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Maaza, Fruity. With what you drink it? Yes, you can take it in a glass and sip it, or you can take a straw and you can simply suck it and drink. When you're sucking it, the air around the cold drink pushes the cold drink inside the straw and that comes in your mouth. Even in case of syringe, when we pull out the handle of the syringe, then the medicine from the bottle comes to the empty space inside the syringe. In the same way, if you use a dropper or an ink pen, that also acts in a similar manner.